What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with this being said, man, I want to speak on some comments that were made by Russell Westbrook, right? And I think he gave an interview, and he was saying that LeBron James was fake, and he was tired of the fakeness. And I think what happened with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James is Russell Westbrook was, uh, he didn't appreciate the fact that when the team didn't do well, he was playing with the Lakers. The team didn't do well, and they kind of made him the scapegoat. LeBron James did not, he didn't really stand up for him, at least not in public, but in private, they were saying that LeBron James was telling him, he had his back and all this other stuff, but he got to see that LeBron James was fake, right? So he didn't really appreciate that. Now I was listening to what's the guy name? I was listening to Jason Whitlock, and he addressed this, and I'm going to play Jason Whitlock's take on this, and then I'm going to add my commentary to it.
Russell Westbrook is taking shots through there's a journalist, I believe his last name is Weitzman, writing a book about LeBron James or writing articles about LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. I think it's a book. And there are excerpts from this book where it creates the impression that Russell Westbrook is taking aggressive shots at LeBron James. It's like it's open season on LeBron James.
And let me speak on that. I think it's open season on LeBron James by design too, right? Russell Westbrook is just another person in the long line of critics against LeBron James. In my opinion, I think LeBron James has fallen out of favor with not just mainstream media, but the NBA. I think he's fallen out of favor with Nike and some very, people with influence and pull. And so they are allowing LeBron James to take this criticism that he's taken, because I think LeBron James probably did some things that pissed some people off, and now that's why all this is. Russell Westbrook, a lot, like you hear, like I said, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they had people like detractors, people who didn't really like some of the things they did, but you never really talk, that kind of stuff was like swept under the rug. Isaiah Thomas was somebody too who, rubbed some people the wrong way, but because he didn't rub the wrong people, the wrong way, that stuff was swept under the rug. A lot of guys that are very good basketball players, very good athletes, they kind of like divas. Like you hear some people even say that who else? Who is it? Chris Paul. He rubbed people the wrong way, but it's who you rub the wrong way. That Rajon Rondo is known for being a malcontent and rubbing people the wrong way, but LeBron James, like, this is by design. If they wanted LeBron, all this stuff to be swept under the rug, believe me, it would be. So I agree with Jason Whitlock. It is open season on LeBron James, right? So let me get back to what he's going to get into specifically about Russell Westbrook, though.
Stephen A. Smith is on a podcast talking salty. Carmelo Anthony's sitting there listening to Stephen A. Smith talking salty and co-signing it. And Russell Westbrook is being quoted in a book. And sorry about this, Luke, I'm going to need the power cord for my laptop. I don't want it to go dead. But yeah, the book is named A Hollywood Ending. Just disappeared on me. Hold on. A Hollywood Ending and the Drama of the LeBron James Lakers. And I want to read you an excerpt about Russell Westbrook. I feel like you can wait. I got time. I feel like this is an interview of trying to set me up to say something. I can tell that you guys are in the whole Russell Westbrook category right now This is LeBron said that. Later, LeBron added, "You guys can write about Russ and all the things you want to try to talk about Russ, but I'm not up here to do that. I won't do it. I've said it over and over. That's not who I am." Westbrook wasn't buying it. To him, this was just the latest example of LeBron saying one thing but doing another. People are saying, let Russ be Russ. He had told reporters the previous December, quote, "I think nobody understands what that means. I think people just say it." It was a clear shot at LeBron, and one Westbrook doubled down on after the season when asked about LeBron's repeated use of the phrase. Westbrook knew LeBron's reputation. He'd seen all the examples of LeBron seemingly misrepresenting himself. There was a time LeBron claimed that The Godfather was his favorite movie, but then failed to recall a single line when asked during a press conference to name one example. Quote from Westbrook, "I hate that fake shit," Westbrook said to a teammate afterwards as the Lakers gathered for a team photo. "I just can't do it."
Again,
Russell Westbrook.
LeBron James, just like a lot of other, and LeBron James is not my favorite basketball player, but if you fall out of favor with the league and people in the league, they can, they can make it look like, oh, this is because all these professional guys have chinks in their armor, and whatever the chink in your armor, if you're a fake player with somebody has a fake attitude and two-faced, that's where they'll attack you at. If you're somebody who has a gambling issue, then that's what they will expose, your gambling issue. If you have issues with like you like to party a lot with the women and stuff like that. So it all depends, right? So LeBron James, they gave him enough rope to destroy yourself. And now they pulling it tight because they want, like I said, LeBron James has fallen out of favor. None of this stuff. Stephen A. Smith going around now almost like on a campaign saying stuff on everybody podcast that he can get on about LeBron James, how he don't like LeBron James. He's campaigning as hard against LeBron James as he did against Kwame Brown. So that's how that's more proof that it is open season on LeBron James. A lot of people, like some people even in the media really don't like what's the guy name? They don't like Russell Westbrook. But because LeBron James has fallen out of favor, they're pulling out all the stops, and anybody who has anything bad to say about LeBron James, even if you don't play basketball, like PK Subban, right? You still can have some input. So it's an all-out attack against LeBron James. And my question is, I wonder if LeBron James even realized like what he's up against right now, as far as he was protected at first, and now he's not. And I think in some other videos, I think I'm going to. The reason why I think LeBron James is not protected is because he didn't give anything back to the game of basketball. Basically, he took everything that basketball had to offer, and he just was a diva about the situation. He didn't, he wasn't like I said, Magic and Bird and Kobe and Mike and Isaiah, Barkley, and all those guys, man. They put everything into the game that they had. They played their little 12, 15 years, whatever they played. These guys got damn near carted off the court. They got damn near carted off the court. And not only the fans feel cheated, but owners and some very powerful people feel like they were cheated, like the flopping and stuff. That stuff don't go in big business. That stuff don't go over well. Not just with, like I said, with fans, because you are you are a performer. And if you don't perform at your highest level, like the faces of any league, like the Tom Brady, performed at his highest level. He was a fanatic about it. Peyton Manning, Ray Lewis, those people, they performed at their highest level. So nobody can complain and say they mailed it in. If they make you the face of the league and you don't perform, you're gonna have problems. And so you can't say that about none of the guys back in none of those old school basketball players. You playing 23 years and you don't have not even an ingrown toenail. Yeah, you didn't give your all.
Is engaged with beef with LeBron James. This is unprecedented. This doesn't happen to an all-timer. People don't come. Isaiah Thomas was more delicate in his handling of Michael Jordan. And they got real beef and have reason to have real beef.
Why? Isaiah Thomas understands, just like everybody who's speaking out about LeBron James now, they understand that Mike is the chosen one. So Mike is off limits. LeBron was off limits, and now he's not off limits. That's what that is. Mike is the chosen one as far as basketball is concerned. So you can say what you want about Mike, but it's not gonna get a lot of traffic, and then if you try to get too loud, if you feel that strongly about Mike that you want to do podcast day after day dragging Mike for something he did back in 80 back in 87 or 89, then that's going to affect your money. So that's what that's all about.
But Isaiah Thomas, not out of fear, but just out of respect for Michael Jordan's power and influence, has been far more respectful of Isaiah Thomas has been far more respectful of Michael Jordan than the level of respect being given to LeBron James at the close of his career. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break this whole chain gang down and the gatekeepers and how Stephen A. Smith is using LeBron James to power Stephen A. Smith and Bob Iger's political aspirations.
Like I said, that may be Stephen A. Smith may get rewarded for going after LeBron James. They might try to make it look like Stephen A. Smith is like speaking truth to power. Stephen A. Smith, but it's the same situation that it was with Kwame Brown. Like he's a target. They just use him as a target. They really they put Stephen A. Smith on him. LeBron James has been protected up until recently, and now he's not, and that's what that's all about. Let me know. I'm not going to play any more of Jason Whitlock's comments, but that's what it's all about. Almost every professional basketball player, probably except for Magic, because Magic got along with everybody, as far as I know. As far as I know, Magic got along with everybody. But yeah, most basketball players have, everybody got a chink in their armor. And so whatever your chink is, wherever your the weakness is, that's what they'll bring out against you. And so this is LeBron James stepped on people some people feel like he was fake and stepped on people to get where he wanted, made other players look like scapegoats and stuff like that. So now all this stuff is going to come out, and yeah, it's open season. Just like I've been saying this for months. It's open season on LeBron James. So he didn't earn that GOAT mantle that he wants to, that he wants to hang. He didn't earn that GOAT mantle or trophy or label. So, but that's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.